Hello, Bala. Hello, I'm audible? I'm audible, Bala.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah. Sorry, Ashlik, I went down and came.
Okay, no issues.
Yeah.
Actually, again my throat got infected. So
Oh,
yes, 2 days before I went in marriage ceremony and I just eat ice cream there.
okay.
Mm.
The problem is like, the climate is extremely hot, right? Uh,
Yeah, from last 1 week it's very hot. Even
yeah.
if you make a full speed of fan, still
Mm.
there is a hot environment.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I am traveling to home,
Okay.
and after 8th of April I will be back.
Okay.
So don't worry if I am not able to cover fully right away,
Okay.
because I am still after back. So I will remaining topics I will cover, because the let me share my screen
Yeah,
so I
sure.
can show you. This 1 month or next 2 month it will be very hectic for me. In the
Okay.
new current organization, I got one more project to handle.
Oh,
So
okay.
and it's on the Terraform.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
normally I do lots of projects and as a personal, but
Okay.
in the real live scenario, this will be a first project for me on the
Okay.
Terraform. Normally, I from last 2 3 years I am working on the CDK, which is
Okay.
similar to Terraform.
Okay.
But this will be the first live Terraform project. So
Okay.
going forward, it will be help me lots of things when I
Okay.
manage the real time projects, and
Okay.
definitely it will ultimately help the guys as well,
Sure.
in future. Where it went. Any interviews in pipeline or no?
Yeah. Actually, like I'm expecting Tech Magendra.
First round.
Yeah. I'm expecting Tech Magendra first round.
Okay. They have sent any JD?
No, actually, like, they didn't send me anything till now.
Hmm.
So actually, like my friend is referring over there.
Okay.
So they told like Kubernetes is important, and moreover, they are not using any, what is that? This Helm chart or Argo CD, it seems.
So they are not using.
Helm chart or Argo CD, it seems.
So they are using that.
No, they are not using that Helm chart or Argo CD. Okay, they are deploying the application directly, I guess, in Kubernetes.
Hmm. So normally people follow either a GitLab CI/CD or
Okay.
normal GitHub Actions.
No, actually, they are not using any pipeline is also. Okay, as for I got the news. Without
Okay,
pipeline, they are
so
doing it, it
they
seems.
are doing manual deployment.
Manual deployment, it seems.
Oh God. Okay.
How come they are doing it? I'm not understanding that actually. Like, so,
Because
so they're
nowadays
expecting.
almost all people using pipeline, so don't know why they are managing
Yeah.
manual.
Yeah, without pipeline, how come they are doing it? I don't know. Like, they were asking like how to deploy the application, like what all problems will come if you deploy the applications. What are the troubleshooting? What are the most critical activity you would have done? Like that, they are asking it seems questions.
Hmm.
My friend has told me.
Hmm.
So I need that help alone. Like what we need to explain it, right?
Sorry,
Hello. No, we need to explain it, right? How we'll sustain. We need to
let me
explain it.
let me
Yeah,
share
yeah.
my screen.
So I'm expecting that alone. Like when they ask what are the most critical activity you have done in Kubernetes, if they ask means like what we can explain, I need that stuff.
Hmm. In the real time, in terms of the Kubernetes,
Ah,
so in the not currently current project, because in current project, as I said, we are using ECS container
okay, okay, okay.
as we have I shown last time, right? How to create
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ECS container.
yeah,
Definitely, it is a manual process, but in our infrastructure as a code, we are using CDK, Cloud Development Keys,
just a minute, just
based
a
on
minute.
the yeah.
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. My son's yeah, just a minute.
You want to sleep?
No, no, he's just sitting with me and he's singing song and doing some things.
We
No,
can
just calling my
tell them
wife.
don't come in the IT sector.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, like my intention is like that only. Better study something good and go for a government job or like
Yeah, government or
so
any
come at yeah, any
business or
business.
something.
Business should be good actually, like instead of this kind of IT
Hmm.
jobs. So they are very small as for now. Let them study. He is 2 years old. My daughter is
Uh,
7 years old.
okay, okay,
Yeah, he just left now. Yeah, we can continue.
okay. So I will share this project to you because as you have said, like you don't want to see that how to install the project,
Okay,
but
okay,
I prepared that document, so let me share with you. So
okay,
you can later on you can just refer that.
okay,
I supposed to create one video yesterday, but it's already I was late, and so I thought let's connect later.
okay.
But let me give you the just quickly. So in the sorry cluster, let me know if there are any voice lag or screen stuck or something.
Okay, sure, sure. Yeah.
So in Kubernetes, it is a public repository. In Kubernetes, I have created these two projects. One is for the cluster setup, and one is for the deploy WordPress app with the MySQL database on the Kubernetes cluster. Okay.
Oh, okay, sure, sure.
So this is the project I created for one of the US client.
Okay.
So here in this project, you can see steps to follow the create clusters. So you can just refer this prerequisite like install AWS CLI, kubectl, ekctl, as you already aware about this process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then this process, I hope you already aware about like how to create the
Yeah,
users
access
or
key.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But just no, make a note of this here. This is we are creating the I am a user with the secret
Okay,
key and access key. Okay.
okay,
But
okay,
in the real time, this is not a standard practice
okay.
because we don't want to give any hard coded secret key and access key in the GitHub pipeline
Okay, okay, okay.
because it's a security compliance issue, right? If someone steal that access key and secret key, he can log in through the anywhere on the world and he can delete your all the resources if that user has a full permission.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Yeah.
So that is the reason in the real time we don't use this access key and secret key. So did you get a chance to work on the Kubernetes in the real time?
No, real time. Actually, I told you right. I'm working on storage part. So real time,
Oh,
I don't think so. Like, and I will not
you
get
just
any
had
opportunities.
a practice on your
Yeah, yeah.
local
I
machine.
practiced by myself by seeing the videos in YouTube, and I have deployed some application, some
And
sample
you
applications.
install their minikube or EKS cluster.
No, Minikube I have done in my desktop, but EKS cluster also I have created through Terraform.
Okay, no issues. So in the real time, we use assume role here, okay, or the session token service, which I shown last time with that command. Let me show you that because this is important in the real time. You can see this command, AWS STS get session token.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
as
yeah.
assume role, we configure that in the pipeline.
Okay.
So in the current project, we have not configured that, but the client team is configured. But I just check the code, how the end-to-end pipeline is configured there. So that is one thing. If anyone asks like in the intro, like how you can manage this integration, like from the AWS to pipeline. So we are not using I am a user there because of the security issue. We can use their temporary credentials, STS or Assume role.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, this is the steps. I will skip this. You can install any related package here. AWS version, then kubectl. We can install this command line. And this is the package we need to download for the Windows. Definitely for the Linux, it will be a separate different command. And adding the
Okay.
environment variables here. Then this is the create EKS cluster by ekctl. So this is the command. How you can just mention the version, then a region code, then node group name, node type like T3 medium or C4 series, whatever, depend on the workload there. And how many nodes you need worker node. So if
Okay.
you follow this, you will able to create the clusters. As you already aware about this setup, so you can skip this part. And second thing is, this is the project. In this Terraform folder, you will get this EKS cluster setup and
Okay.
VPC. Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay.
first, as a AWS account, we need to first create the VPC because in the EKS cluster, we need to select that, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
So first we can create the VPC, then EKS cluster. So if you click on this setup like deploy WordPress, then Terraform. So in that VPC, you can see this readme file. I have mentioned all the detailed steps, how you can install this Terraform binary file, then AWS CLI. Okay. Then this will be a first question. Sorry, not first question. Uh, this question will definitely come in the interview. How you can manage the state file in the
Set file.
backend.
Yeah. Backend. Yeah.
So normally, as a good practice, we should not store on every user's local machine or in the GitHub repository. Why?
Okay.
Because if something we miss to get update that state file or it's not refreshed, then definitely we will lose our resources in the Kubernetes cluster, right?
Yeah, correct.
Let's say
Yeah.
you are deploying one container. I have not refreshed that state file. And if I deploy something, then your container will be deleted, right? Whatever the pods you are deployed, because the
Yeah, yeah,
state
correct,
file is
correct.
not sync. So that is the reason. First, we need to create the S3 bucket in the AWS console.
Okay.
Have you heard about this remote
Yeah,
backend
yeah, yeah.
system
I have done. I
feature?
have done. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is the code like backend.tf. You can just mention or you can mention the bucket name, whichever you want to create, and the
Yeah.
region code. Okay.
Okay.
So then inside a CDK folder, sorry, not CDK, VPC, you can just cd into the VPC and you
Okay.
can just run normal command like Terraform initialize, then apply. So then you
Hmm.
will able to deploy the all the VPC setup. I will show you the code. This is the one of the real-time project. If anyone asks like, have you created any real-time project? So this is the one of the real-time project. Um,
Okay.
the person for we created, he got
Hmm.
the assignment from the interview panel
Oh, okay. Okay.
before selecting the that resources.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they
Okay.
came to me like they need this kind of project. They send me the assignments. So we have created for that.
Okay. Super.
So then
So how many
once
time? How much time they will give? Should like if they give some assignment like that?
this is the one of the complex projects, so they given the 3 to 4 days for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Fine. Yeah.
It's depend on the complexity. If it's just a normal project, then it will give like 2 days or something.
Okay.
So then once the VPC got created, then you can just come to this VPC ID. It will automatically, you can just in the VPC ID file. Once you done this, then backend file read VPC. We can configure this bucket region name. I will show you the actual code, the state file name, and this is for the VPC configuration usage. This is for the VPC creation. Sorry, EKS cluster creation. As we have done the VPC setup here, so we can
Okay.
add the variables here like bucket name, region code, and the state file name. as we
Okay.
have given the state file name and the above
Okay.
here. Okay, so it will automatically get as a variable. Then same command like enter into the EKS folder as we have seen here, EKS folder. Okay, then do same setup like Terraform initialization and then Terraform apply.
Okay. Okay.
Once this is done, then it will definitely take 10 minutes or something to create the EKS cluster. It's take time, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So inside the Helm chart now, obviously you should have this command install kubectl. Then we can update this configuration on our local machine. Sorry, this is for the one of the clusters. If we execute this command, we will get all the details on our local machine. Let me show you
Mm.
that. Have you tried this?
No, this one I
Update.
didn't try. Actually, yeah.
Let me show you if I have that file because I yesterday I tried to create and I just removed that. So let me check if that deleted or not. In your username, you will get that .q file folder, and inside that you will get this config file. If I open in the notepad, it will save all the cluster information. Let's
Okay.
say you are working on the multiple clusters. Then if you are
Okay.
executing any commands like kubectl get nodes, pods or something replica sets, so how the kubectl will know that which cluster information you need, right?
Okay.
So we can
Okay.
give this command name here. Let me open. So this is the information it will store automatically like certificate data, server
Okay.
ID, your cluster name here, context
Okay.
cluster name, whatever the cluster name you have given, it will automatically fetch the ARN of the cluster. Then this configuration file, authentication, region code, like that. And this is the information. So how we can update this file automatically? This is the command. AWS EKS update config region code, and you need to give the cluster name here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I have not the EKS cluster now because I have deleted yesterday. Otherwise, I want to show you. But if you once you can try later on. Once you
Okay.
created, you will get that. If you click on the cluster master node, you will get that information, certificate ID, all the details like that in the EKS service.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Where it is. This is the metric server required additionally if you want to set up for the auto scaling. HPNO horizontal pod scaler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For that, the condition is you need to install the metric server to set up the matrix HPA.
Okay. Okay.
Then now we have in the Kubernetes Kubernetes Helm chart we need to define this persistent volume because as we have discussed earlier, so storing the temporary data data on the container itself, so it will be very risky, right? We can lose the data if container got terminated.
Yeah. Correct.
So in
Yeah.
the real time we don't use that, we can use this persistent volume PVC. So I will show you that CSI drivers we can use to claim that particular storage for the particular pods.
Okay.
Then storage class we can use. I will show you the deployment MySQL WordPress pod, then create the secret to store the MySQL data, password, sorry. Then the namespace is a different, logical separation where we can,
Yeah. Yeah.
create like a dev, test, production or different project wise
Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah.
grouping basically. Okay. Then to set up this just simple because I have already all the setups you can available here. You need to CD or enter into this Helm chart folder. Then you can just
Okay.
simply execute this command Helm.
Okay.
But before that, if you have a Windows machine on your local, you need to install this Helm. So did you try it anywhere
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
other
Elm I have
cluster?
installed. Yeah. Yeah.
The program files, you can just download this normal Helm chart, this one, and you can just simply copy this application to your program files
Yeah. Yeah.
for Windows like this. And you can set up the environment variables in the path list. As you already works, so I will not go to that environment variables. Now that is done, you can just enter into the say as Helm chart Helm folder, and you can simply uh, use this Helm install. This is just a package manager, right? Similar to a normal Linux yum install or apt-get something.
Yeah, yeah.
The benefit of this, like we don't need to create the each services individually. It will take lots of time consuming, right? So we can just club all the configurations in this inform in the Helm chart, and we can easily install by this simple command.
Okay, okay.
So now let me show you the actual code. See, yesterday I just created and I destroyed it.
Okay, okay.
So by this project I have already shared with you. You can just go through and just try to deploy once. Okay. So you will get some idea over there
Yeah,
to
sure. I'll do
explain the
that.
project in the real time. Because nowadays people asking more questions on the main thing, like how to set up the Kubernetes cluster through the Terraform, then how to set up the end-to-end pipeline. End-to-end pipeline as of now I don't have set up, but once I back from the hometown, I'm just trying to set up the GitHub Actions or GitLab CI CD, and then I will just show you like a end-to-end process how we can do code changes in the GitHub repo and how it will
Okay.
trigger the by using
Pipeline. Yeah.
webhook integration. We can configure that. It will
Okay.
automatically trigger this deployment.
Okay.
So
Okay.
once I will back, I will definitely show you. Just
Yeah, sure.
definitely, I just need some time because I'm just dealing with the multiple things, but I will definitely show you that. So don't worry about that. This is the folder structure, like Helm chart, Terraform. In the Terraform, you can see this EKS and VPC. So this is the modular real-time base, okay, not the single file. Like in the if you do practice our own, we need to define everything in the main.tf file, right? But in the real time, we will not do like this. This will be a structure way, like your output files, your providers files, your subnet,
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
value you want to keep, then TFR files and the
Okay.
variables.
Mm.
So I use Mumbai as a region for practice. So you can see
Okay.
the, let me show you that backend.tf. You can see backend is S3 provider. Then app south one. This is the region of the Mumbai. Oh, region code. Then you can just create manual one S3 bucket and you can just add that name into this backend.tf file. And this name you can just give any like VPC naming convention, then slash your name, whatever like a project, and then VPC dot and the extension should be TF
TF
state.
dot it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then in main.tf file, it will be all the fetching through the variables like AWS VPC. Then it is taking the CIDR from the var variables, VPC name, then VPC ID, NAT gateway for the private subnet. And you can see the CIDR block for the NAT
Okay.
gateway we need to queue. So all the things like we have done the VPC setup, in the VPC setup, if you are aware about the architecture, we create two public subnets or three public subnet and private subnets. So when we create subnets, then we need to create the internet gateway, attach that it to VPC, then attach it to the create the route tables, public and private. In the route tables, we need to route the entry for the NAT gateway for the public subnet, and also we need to add the subnet association for each route tables.
Okay. Okay.
Have you tried to create VPC architecture?
Yeah, yeah. I have done before.
Okay, so this is the same setup. Everything is managed by this Terraform code. Okay, so I will not expend too much time here. You can just go through. Then in the providers, the region name is mentioned here,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
a Terraform minimum version. Then inside the subnet, you can see all the elements, added here like subnet, route tables, and subnet name. And it is taking from the Terraform file. You can just see like VPC CIDR range, then a VPC name, VPC on the Terraform, and you can see this region code. In Mumbai, we have
Okay.
a three availability zones. So I have given the three regions. Why? Because I want to create three public subnets, three private subnets.
Prepare subnets. Okay.
If you want to only two public subnet, two private, you can remove this C wala. Okay. And you can just
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
only AP South 1A and B. These two values and the region
Oh,
here.
okay.
Okay. And in the variables, you can see all the values like for public subnet, which subnet CID range you need. Same thing for other public and private. Okay. Same thing for EKS cluster as well. The backend we need to set up and
Okay.
the backend configuration for the VPC where we are storing, VPC. Then your EKS TF, you can see this configuration. This is the role for the cluster.
Okay.
This is the node configuration, scaling policy, like what is the minimum size. You can see now one, but in the real time, you can just make it two or something, and you can make a desired. Okay.
Okay.
Are you aware about this? What is the minimum,
Yeah, yeah,
maximum, and
yeah,
desired?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Same thing, you can go with this Helm chart. Sorry. You can see the namespace for the WordPress applications and the storage 10 GB port and service type load balancer. So it will use as a load balancer. Okay, as
Okay.
it is a web applications. But for the database, we can use as a service type cluster IP, which will host on the cluster IP address.
Okay. Actually, like this database has been created. It has been created already, or otherwise, while using this one only, we are going to create.
In the real time, mostly people use RDS as a separate database because you don't anyone no want to lose the database. The, until and unless the data is not critical or say any temporary data, then you can use as a normal database on the Kubernetes. But if it's complex data and the critical, so definitely we can go with this RDS. No one suggests to use a pod based database. So RDS you can use and that value you can pass here. If I look at the template, you can see all the templates, YAML file basically. For the deployments, you can see the WordPress and the database, the mount path where WWSTML. It will store the WordPress site on this location. You can see the variable for the WordPress database password, username password here.
Okay.
This is for the deployment file and this is for the namespace.
Namespace. Okay.
Because we have two separate namespace now, one for the web and one for the database.
No, actually, like, okay, this database is there, right?
Hmm.
Okay, this database is actually, like, it has been created. It has been created, or otherwise, while deploying this, while running the script, it will get deployed.
Yeah. While running this script, it will create.
Okay, okay. Okay.
This is the storage where we are creating the persistent volume claim. Secrets for the MySQL database storing the password.
Service. Okay.
In chart, there is nothing like the application version, the name.
Okay.
And this is the normal. And you can try this to create on this your local machine.
Yeah.
And let me know. Also, I think I have not shared one more project which I have done for another. Let me. I will not show you that. You can just refer later on. I will show you
Okay.
the other some troubleshooting commands. This. But these two projects you can set up just at least you will get some confidence like what is the process to deploy this project as manually.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah.
This is for the modular base. The assignment, this is for one of the Indian client where
Okay.
he also got the same requirement like create the assignment and then he actually got selected. But
Oh, great, great.
his
Yeah.
verification is going on. So he just not commented on my video. But
Okay.
he once verification clear, he will just send that, but no issues. So in module, you can see variables. This is this is for the only database cluster, Aurora. I hope you are aware
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
RDS, okay. So you can see this Aurora cluster name, then master database username, availability zones. Let me show you the assignment if I have, because you also get idea like what type of assignments the user will
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
See. And the problem statement is design and implement RDS module, okay, in AWS
Okay.
Cloud. Then
Okay.
background, I am tasked with the provision in RDS database, Dev Sandbox, okay, using Terraform custom modules, which is expected.
Okay.
Like in the real time, we use module wise. Sorry. Then choose the cloud provider in AWS and just create the database management. Then the requirement
Hmm.
like choose an appropriate database engine supported by the RDS. It can be MySQL, Postgres, or Aurora. So we choose as
Okay.
Aurora because they need a multi-AZ. So that is a best. Why we choose Aurora? Because if you create the normal standard MySQL, we need to manage the disk space and other
Okay.
features. But in
Okay.
the Aurora, we don't need to manage the space. Disk space. This is a very advanced feature. It will automatically scale up or down based on the database size. And apart from that, it's a 5 time or 3 time faster than the normal standard MySQL and Postgres. So that is the reason. Obviously, the cost wise also 10 to 16% extra cost for the MySQL Aurora, but you will get lots of other benefits and the performance wise better. So security, ensure the database is secure following best practice as it's a private subnet, okay, not in the public. And
Okay.
then set up a automated backup and restore process to prevent data loss, definitely. Monitoring, set up the monitoring, okay. Then scalability, database should be scalable, okay. Then we need to give the custom parameter groups. Are you aware about this parameter groups?
No.
Okay. This is similar to in the normal traditional EC2 servers. Let's say we install the MySQL servers. So we
Yeah.
have the configuration file /etc MySQL or my.cnf file. So
Okay.
in that,
Okay.
if you want to optimize database like your memory configuration, your other indexing files or other stuffs, we need to add that parameter in the my.cnf file for the MySQL. So same concept in the RDS, there is a parameter options. Let me show you quickly so you can just get on that. I have login MySQL RDS. So we can create the database connection timeout period. We can increase or decrease, or we can increase the memory for the database to perform well. Any
Okay.
indexing optimization. So overall, basically to optimize the database. So here is the option parameter group. If I want to show you any sample, see this kind of configuration. Aurora binlog file, then timeout. Let me search anything here. Timeout. See connect that timeout.
Okay.
Interactive timeout, wait timeout. This kind of configuration or optimization you can do by using parameter group. So basically this is the requirement and to design this. So this is the configuration. First we can create variables VPC CID here. You can take any range like I just keep this 10 dot series, but you can consider as any other class like 172.31 or 192.168 something while doing the practice, or you can use it as it is. So you will not get any major changes here. So what else other? Let me open that in the main.pf file. Let me resource VPC ID here. Sorry, as it's we need to create the secure database, so we can create the public and private subnet, right? So you can see the here public subnet 1, public subnet 2, which means we created the two public to private, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Two public to private here, and then definitely we need to create the route tables, public and private. In my last batch video, if you just look at that, I have just explained like everything about the VPC architecture. If you want to look at that once more, you can just watch those videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
And you can see this subnet parameter group as I just explained. You can set up your like parameter optimization, keyword like character set servers, UTF-8. Then this random passwords we can just set up in that. Sorry, not this one. This is character wise. Just I just added the only 2 3 values here, but you can add based on the requirements if you want to increase the RAM or something for the specific process. And this is the parameters for to randomly generated password, because as a best practice we don't want to store the database passwords in the any pipeline, right?
Yeah, correct.
Or any configuration file. So this is just a configuration like generate the random password with the minimum 16 character length, then add this, override this special character and add the other special character here. Then in the secret manager, we can create this name like RDS4, or you can add any other name if you want.
Yeah.
RDS database 4. Then the secret manager, it will automatically create the password and it will assign to that database basically. Okay.
Okay.
So in the database configuration file, you can look at this cluster identifier in from the variables files. If I open this var file, see cluster identifier, right?
Yeah.
This is the my Aurora cluster. So this kind of you can just add as a variables. Then the engine name Aurora MySQL. Then database name, master user name. Then backup is see for the backup period, backup retention
Retention
period.
period. Yeah.
You can mention and preferred time window. Definitely we require security group, so I just added that as a variables here. Zones and the other subnet group. And for the CloudWatch, there is one more requirement like to monitor the logs. So we can enable that CloudWatch log like a audit, error, general or slow query. Okay.
Okay.
So in real time, don't use slow query because it will little bit generate the load on the servers. But if you want to troubleshoot anything, so temporarily you can just enable that slow query. And then after troubleshooting completed, you can just disable that because
Okay.
slow query track each query, how much time it is taking, and if there are any other errors or something. So for troubleshooting, it's fine, but continuously don't use that. It will generate
Yeah.
unnecessary load on the database little bit.
Okay. Okay.
This is for the value. You can just ignore this because as we have already passed on this module wise, okay, variables cycle. I have also created this documentation as well. Sorry. All the steps what we have done is like they also expecting the documentation as well as you have
Okay.
read the assignment. So this type of document we can create. This is the architecture, but you can use draw.io and to generate this kind of architecture diagram. Have you
Okay.
tried anytime anywhere?
No.
So this is the best website like draw.io.
Okay. Okay.
Draw.io. Very easy to use. You can use this and you can just create any kind of diagram.
Okay.
Send you this URL.
Okay. Sure.
So this is the diagram files. I will give you this file as well. But anyways, I have attached in the document, so I will share with you. Let me share that. So before, because from tomorrow I will be busy in the other steps. This is so don't upload anywhere. Just keep with you
Okay.
only.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
You can keep in your Google Drive.
Okay. Actually, like that interview question also you told, right? Will be sending.
Interview question I shared right last time.
No. This one you told one of the client, US client or something. He has attended US.
Canada based, Canada based.
Canada base. Yeah.
But he
If
given the interview
anything.
for the Canada.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
quickly check because he requested me. So
Okay.
don't share the credentials, but sorry, video. But
Hmm.
I just collected the day
Questions alone. Yeah.
question. Yeah, let me check
If
quickly.
possible, any related to India also. I mean, in.
No, this is not. But the question is very good actually.
Okay.
Let me check. Live DevOps Canada interview. I have lots of folders and files, so I
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah.
to
Actually, I'm seeing you.
I need to remember all the stuffs. So there are 14 questions.
Okay.
So they have asked like, definitely this is just an introduction as you already aware.
Okay.
Have you worked in any implementation like, have you done any project setup like that?
Okay. Okay.
If you've done any three-tier architecture like where you use Terraform CI/CD pipeline or any monitoring tool setup or
Okay.
any VPC architecture or any architecturing by, as you've seen by using draw.io website.
Okay.
Okay. Have you any implementation? If you yes, then you can just explain like that. So here in AWS, you can explain like this project, like we have seen like Kubernetes
Mm.
and the one more project like, Terraform with the MySQL. So you can just do practice well. If you get this kind of question, you can answer that. Yes, I have done the implementation and you can just explain that step. Like, I write the modular based Terraform file
Okay.
with the
Okay.
providers, VPC subnets and all the stuffs. And I
Okay.
created the multi-AZ Aurora database or Kubernetes WordPress applications like that.
Okay.
So can you provide the step-by-step instruction if you want to implementation? This is something, if you have done any implementation, so he's just expecting like, just give me the step-by-step instruction.
Okay.
So this is something interesting question because the interview panel want to ensure that, yeah, this is the right guy and he need to understand the thought process, how the candidate is given the answer.
Okay. Okay.
If you really work on the real-time project, so you can explain better way, right? If
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
never
that's
work,
correct.
so they will catch the candidate like, yeah, this is not a work on the real time something. So he asked question about the Lambda function, like example, what are the procedures? Where it is gone? What are the procedures or things you have been taken care in order to implementation then service in the AWS? It's something like Lambda functions. So when we write any Lambda functions, so we need to decide the runtime. So it is the
Yeah.
Node.js base or Java base or something, whatever. There is lots of
Mm.
runtime available. If you go to the Lambda function, I listened that interview. That candidate not given the proper answer or something like he not prepared well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He just went to for me just for the normal one-to-one session, not for the interview
Mm.
preparation. Function. Let's say if you want to create new function, so you can see the runtime here. Node.js, .NET, Java,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
this kind of run. Lots of Python, Node.js,
Okay.
this kind of runtime. So yeah, you can explain like we can use this runtime configuration. Then IAM roles you required. Why we required IAM role just to invoke any API gateway or your any other Lambda functions. So you need that permission basically. If you don't want
Okay.
to create new one, you can just select this existing and you can just map that. This is something. And how you deploy this Lambda function. Okay. In the manual, you can definitely deploy this Lambda function. Like let's say, sorry. So open that Lambda function and here from here upload form, you can just upload the zip file. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Your new version will be deployed automatically.
Okay.
But in
Okay.
the pipeline, I was deployed in the last project where we use Jenkins. So in the Jenkins, there is a plugins we need to install first, Lambda function. So when we
Okay.
configure the Jenkins file, in that we need to put all the region name, region code, Lambda function name, and the how we will deploy the Lambda function. So that is the things. So in future, definitely in my DevOps batch, I will definitely teach those things. So in that case,
Okay.
you will definitely get that videos. This is same question like how do you configure the Lambda functions? As I said, manually, definitely no one recommended because as a best practice, we will not create any resources in the AWS manually. So we either if you have expertise in the CDK or Terraform, you can just explain like we can create the Lambda functions in the by using Terraform or cloud formation.
Okay. Okay.
How do you monitor Lambda function, right? So this is something If you open in Lambda function, you will see this tab
Okay.
monitor.
Okay. Okay.
So in the monitor, you will get all the metrics here. It's low, taking time to load. And if you want to check any error logs, you can just simply click on this watch logs, and you will redirect in the new tab, and you will see in the CloudWatch logs for that particular Lambda function, how much time it's take, then how much memory he consumed. Invocations means how much time it's executed, how much duration it takes, is there are any failure or success rate or something. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Throttle is something, when the capacity is exceeded, he will basically reject the request. Simple.
Okay.
If you just click on this I button, you will get the information here. The number of invocations requests that are throttled when all function instances are processing request, and no concurrency. I mean the capacity is available to scale up. So he just simply reject the additional request. If you want to check the logs, you can just simply click on that view CloudWatch logs, and you will redirect to. So definitely it's not available now, the log group. I think I
Okay.
might delete when I practice completed.
Okay.
So in here you will get the stream. Let me open any other logs if I have. Just show you the sample. Let me check the demo one. Yeah, this kind of log stream you will get date wise or timestamp. If you click any one log stream, you will see this like this. Sorry.
Okay.
Like how much time it's take. You can see how much memory he consume.
Okay.
What are those? This is completed. How you configure the Route 53? Can you explain step by step? I hope you
Okay.
configure this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When we talk about the microservices, it might be your, there are number of microservices like, S3 bucket, SQS, your Lambda function, API gateway,
Okay.
microservices in SNS, SQS,
Okay.
which we as a customer, we don't need to worry about that. We just need to use as a runtime. I will show you just list of microservices name only here. You can see Lambda function, then your ECS container. It comes also in the microservices. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And the storage, elastic cache for the caching service. Okay. Then your S3 bucket, your database, Amazon Aurora, DynamoDB for the NoSQL database, and load balancer, your API gateway, Route 53 is also coming into that, and your messaging service, SQS, and your SNS. SNS for the simple notification service. Messaging service is basically your queue service, like a Kafka.
Okay.
Kafka is a third party messaging service. In AWS, we can use SQS as a messaging service. So from there, application will consume the message one by one. It might be related to your logistic data, like, we get the message, your status, tracking status, your delivery went from the Dadar, Mumbai or any Chennai, something like that.
Okay.
So all the messages stored on this queue system, and it will consume by the applications. So these are the major microservices you can explain. This is like what are the cloud implementation tool you use, like a Terraform, CDK, or CloudFormation. So whatever you have
Okay.
expertise, you can just explain that.
Okay.
See, this is the question, can you explain how you will use Terraform for implementation? So you need to explain the complete project setup, like how you implement this Terraform on your local machine or in the CI/CD pipeline, or GitHub project. How
Okay.
you integrate your AWS authentication in the Terraform. So as I said, you don't need to hard coded value there, right?
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
you can just get the temporary credentials over there. for cost optimization, what kind of cost optimization you have done.
Okay.
So let's say as part of the cost optimization, we have multiple things. Like first, let's say if the environment is like EC2 base, then we can go with the reserve instance, which is give almost 50% discount. If you are getting the $100 for EC2 service, if you purchase for the reserve instance, you will get only in a $50. So you will get almost
Okay.
$50 uh, discount there. But the
Okay.
condition is if you can decide only if your applications will run a longer period of the time, like 1 year, 2 year or something. If you want
Okay.
use for the shorter period of the time, there is no meaning to utilize this because once you purchase reserve instance, you cannot cancel.
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
have to pay the remaining amount. So that's
Remaining
why
amount. Yeah.
if the project you are sure like the client confirm, yeah, we will use this project for the longer period of the time, then you can go with that. And the other action item is like let's say non-production environment like a dev test. So after business hour, no sense to run the 24/7, right? So in that case, you can automatically write down the Lambda function or state system manager. We have seen that in the AWS session, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
use either CloudWatch, sorry, Lambda functions with the triggers, CloudWatch event triggers, or system manager maintenance window. You can automatically shut down and start this servers automatically after the business hours. And other thing is like right sizing the resources, infrastructure. Like let's say you have a requirement only to create the 20 GB hard drive ABS volume and only 2 GB memory, but you have created the unnecessary 80 GB hard drive size or 100 GB, or you have taken the bigger server size, C4 series unnecessary. So ultimately you will get more charge, right? No? So in that case, you can just reduce that right sizing.
Okay. Okay.
Can just reduce the servers by downgrading by configuration. So for ABS volume, definitely it's not possible to decrease the volume. Okay, but in that case, you need to migrate that data or create a new servers, then migrate that data to newly created servers. Do all the configurations like if you are using web servers like Nginx or Apache. So you have to do all the things with the low disk space there.
Okay. Okay.
In production, we are being monitored by the CloudWatch for DynamoDB installs. So we are kindly looking into the cost billing we are get from the AWS. Suddenly, business came to reach us. They said like we are getting huge bill basically. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
last week we were paying the like 15K, but suddenly now it's double. It's 100K, for example.
Okay.
Bills from the AWS. Can you please find out the root cause with the DynamoDB? What's wrong with the Dynamo utilization or any other services? In this case, what is the internal approaches to troubleshoot for this? So in this case, we can use Cost Explorer to find out the reason. How we can do that from the account. Go to the manage billing and cost management,
Hmm.
and you can just track data from last 3 months or something. Graph.
Okay. Okay.
Let me open that. This is something the scenario based question. So they have asked bill. So don't worry about this cost. It's I had done lots of practice during this month, so it's got $100 or something.
Oh.
How much? Just out of the topic, how much fees for their school in their first standard in the your location
My location, 70,000.
Per year.
for first standard?
Ah. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing here. Next year is academic year start na from April.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hmm, see, let me open that cost explorer. From here, you can only get the current month bill. Which service consuming how much amount.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can see the registrar because last time I renewed my domain, this AWS Guruji.net. That's why he's just showing the this amount. Okay, you can skip that. Let me open that cost explorer. I think now the option got changed.
Okay.
AWS console drastically changing every week or something. If you want to track from where you can just track these changes, there is a website aws.amazon.com/new. Here you can track device this way, the date and which features roll out.
Okay.
Let me give you this. Sorry, I want to show you that now. Yeah, under the cost explorer and the usage report, you can just select the range, date range.
Okay.
Either you can select from here or from here, basically. Let's say last 3 months. Okay, just select that and click on apply. So you will get all the 3 month data here,
Okay.
December, January, and February, right? So
Okay.
in that case, if you just put a cursor here, you will get this detailed cost service wise, like EC2, SNS, S3, or your DynamoDB or something. Or if you click on this, huge bill, so you can get this reason. For now, you are not able to see anything because it's reduced by the credits. I have credits now. Let
Okay.
me
Okay.
check. So that's why he's not able to show any bills, but in the real time, we will get that. So still $200 is remaining, 223. Okay, good. So I would suggest you can join their annual Awesome Day. It's an online event. After joining, you can just submit the feedback for their program, and you will get the $50 or $25 something as a
Okay.
credit.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
can use that as a for the practice purpose.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
There is
Sure.
one
Yeah.
website you can just subscribe with your email address. So whenever they launch an event, you will get the notification.
Okay.
There is one option like subscribe for the event. So you can just check on this. Some subscribe for updates. Okay. So just add your email address here. You will get the alerts on the time on here.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So from your pocket, you don't need to pay anything. So this way you can just track the bills. And this is just to check like, which services consuming more data. Now to get the actual utilization, we can just come to this bill section again. And from the bill section, we can just from here, billing period. Let's say in February, you will get huge bill. So you can just open the February month period and go to this service, charge by service. And let's say I'm not able to see anything, but just for example, let's say you got the huge cost for the cloud reload CloudWatch, let's say, or EC2. You can just expand that service and you can expand the region in which region you get the charges. And here, this is just for the example, you will get the every details like how much charge they charge for the T2 nano, T3 micro, T2 micro, how much charge for the any other configurations, or how much they charge for the EBS volume, hard drive storage.
Okay.
And if there are any data transfer, we will get all the details here. So this way you can just track and you can just share the details like, yeah, this is the reason we got the spike. This is for the cloud log management. Did you get a chance to work on any log management tool? Kibana, Splunk, or Google Analytics?
No.
So I use Splunk in the last organization, not the current one, but this is no
Okay.
a paid one which is already deployed by the client. We just search the particular service log into that as a. If you put the service name there, we will get the logs there. So the benefit is like instead of log into that particular servers and checking the logs, we can directly use that as Splunk or any log management tool like Elasticsearch Kibana. So we can directly search the logs from there.
Okay. Okay.
This is the UI something for the Splunk. I think now they change their UI. This is for the normal graph, but for the logs, there is a multiple filter, date, range, then the service name, any other filtration or any something, you will get that details in the Splunk.
Okay.
This kind of content. There might be UI change because when we do that, it was a simple UI and we need to add the service name here and search, we will get that service log there. How to choose the right instance size, what type of questions you will ask to the business to choose the right instance size. I think this is we already covered in the AWS. We need to ask like before creating the EC2 servers. So we can just ask like is this a e-commerce kind of applications or normal internal facing or external facing, public facing, and how much traffic is there any traffic pattern like monthly or weekly any events we will perform on the websites or any student college kind of you know result showing kind of applications or something. So that kind of requirement we need to gather. And about the storage space, the hard drive EBS volume. So we can ask about that as well, how much space storage we required. If client are not sure like how much space is required, so we can at least create the minimum one because increase is always possible. We can increase the disk space anytime, but reduction is not possible in the AWS environment.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So always go with the minimum storage. Then if required, you can easily increase. How to increase? I have already created. Sorry, I have already created the video, but in my that DevOps batch folder as well, you will get that option video.
Okay.
So on this one, you can just find out if you just search like EBS volume increase. This is the other videos. You can refer anyone, but yeah, this one. This is for the Linux instance. This is simple two three commands only. We
Okay.
can increase. I think I have mentioned here. Let me show. Yeah, this one. First, we need to run the command like sudo lsblk to check the partition details. Then check the partition name and just increase the file system by this command. Then first you can check the file system by using df-h and t capital command. So you will get
Okay.
the file system like it is a ext3 4 or xfs something like in the Windows we have a FAT32 or NFS. Similar in the Linux we can check the file system. So based on the files system type, sorry, we can use the commands. For
Okay.
XFS
Okay.
we have this command, but if there is other format, so we can use the resize to FS command instead of
Okay.
this XFS grow FS. Disk. Yes. So after back from the hometown, I am just mentoring one more candidate that is for only Linux and AWS. So I will show you, share that video as well with you.
Okay, sure, sure. Yeah.
So I will go the detail with that candidate because he just need only for the AWS and Linux. He is from the US. He
Okay.
can you imagine from 2006 he is doing business, but now he frustrated and he shut down the business due to lockdown or something last time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now he
Okay.
want to work as a DevOps or cloud engineer.
Oh, really? Okay. Great.
Yeah, where it is. किधर गया? Okay, so let me share this file to you. What the location? Enter question. This one. Okay, now you already aware about the Kubernetes setup and something. Now, how to
Yeah.
set up the complete CI/CD pipeline? Definitely, I don't have now setup ready, but
Okay.
normally we configure the pipeline as build, test, then deploy it on the dev environment, then your test and your production environment. Sometimes test environment called as an integration environment or UAT. Okay, it's a depend on the project to project they what they called. So in the build, they will build the basic image and the package, and in the test, they configure the code coverage and the code quality checks by using SonarQube. Okay, so SonarQube tool is there to check the code quality and the code coverage, code quality. If there are any that tool has that feature to check the code and the like standard practice follow not by the developer. All the reports he will give in the percentage format. Report format. Yeah, this kind of. I don't have setup now, so I can't show, but at least I can show you the image where it is like this. Like if there are any vulnerability or vulnerability percentage, any codes, bugs or something, their percentage, health status like that. This kind of, you will get this report. You can fetch this report from the SonarQube console.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then one more troubleshooting is there, like when we do the deployment, right?
Oh,
Sometimes there might be a deployment fails or what are features we are going to deploy, but that is not working on the production. It might happen sometimes because
okay.
of
Okay.
any variable missing for the production or any dependent library not supported. It's supported in the dev environment, but not in the production. Okay, because of the library compatibility issues or something. So in that case, how to roll back to the previous stable version, right? This situation
Okay.
might come.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So rollback. So there is a two way. Let me search Kubernetes for rollback deployment. He's asking for the login. Let me try. अरे यार ठीक है. He's asking for the plan. Members only story. Okay, we'll go to this another. The rollout command is there basically. So I'm just checking the complete rollback. Command you aware, right? kubectl get pods, SVC service
Yeah,
namespace.
yeah.
Okay,
Some comments
this is
I remember,
the
yeah.
mhm, rolling back a deployment. Yeah, this is the command. No, kubectl. We can verify the rollout status first. Kubectl rollout status deployment and that name app name. Then we can check this waiting the rollout system. But there is one more thing, like in this case, we need to roll back deployment to stable version. We can check the rollout history by using this command. And to deploy with exact version, by this command, we can see the revision version, and we can do this, rollout undo deployment. This is the parameter, kubectl rollout undo deployment, and then give the revision name from
Okay.
this here. So it will automatically roll back to the previous stable version. So when we follow as a production release Jira ticket, so we need to give the all the details like what is the rollback plan, which tickets, sorry, not ticket, which branch or tags or any revision we want to roll back in case of any issues after the production release. So that all the details we need to mention, because if there is a case like we need to do the rollback, so at that time we don't need to worry, rush which version we can check. We need to check with the multiple teams. So to avoid this kind of hectic process, as a best practice, we need to update all the Jira ticket status, production release ticket with all the detailed information.
Okay.
So when these things happen, we can easily execute this command to roll out basically. So it will automatically roll out that. And this is one more case. And another is like, how to check the pod status by, after deploying. So that kind of setup we access we have in the last project in the same company. So we
Okay.
use GitLab CI/CD pipeline there with the webhook
Okay.
integration. So once we the user changes push their commit, so we can just trigger that pipeline in the GitLab.
Okay.
The GitLab I don't have user created. Let me check, but let me check. I have access or not. There is option like a pipeline, so we can just check the pipeline status.
Okay, okay, sure, sure.
He want to sleep.
No, no, he just came. So he just came inside.
Okay. I need to sign up. Okay. What is the name?
His name, huh?
Huh?
My son's name, huh?
Son's name.
Sastik.
Swastik.
Sastik.
Swastik. Okay.
Sastik Arav.
Hmm.
Daughter name is Ashmita.
Okay. My son is Ansh and daughter is Samira.
Okay, okay.
He will
So
promote to in third class.
okay, okay. I mean, first is son, the second one is daughter, huh?
Daughter is bigger one.
Oh, okay, okay.
He
What
will
she's
promote
doing?
to
Second standard, third standard.
third class. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Your son, what is his age?
He just crossed the 2 years.
Same. Actually, like my son is the next month he is crossing 2 years.
Okay.
Daughter is going to second standard now. So about 1 year difference is there
Hmm.
for both of them. Yeah. Already you created any, I mean, GitLab pipeline or?
No, I need to check that pipeline available or not. But let's see. I think it's taking time. So not sure.
Okay.
I can do that later. Okay, there might be issue. I will sign up later when I set up the pipeline for the Kubernetes or any other stuffs. Because now most of the people or the who is already using Jenkins, which is fine. But now people are moving to GitLab CI/CD, GitHub Actions, or your
Okay.
other tools. Like in our case, we are using GoCD and Harness,
Okay.
and some of the other company use GitHub Actions and GitLab CI/CD.
Okay. Okay. Actually, like,
So they have
if we say like okay, Jenkins means mostly they are thinking like fake tools. Because like Jenkins, it is like no, most of them are not using Jenkins, I guess, in real
because
time.
we need to manage other things like your master slave architecture. It's normally
Ah,
EC2 or your container base. Manage the plugins. Then it might
okay.
sometimes take the issues to maintain the resources and other
Okay.
limitation something. In
Okay.
GitLab, there is a runner container kind of, so we can just easily run the jobs and we can configure the integrations there.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct, correct. Actually, like mostly they are using code pipeline if they are using AWS. Okay, they don't want to go to external, right?
It's depend project to project. Sometimes people don't
Project.
want to go third party. So in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
case, they can use code pipeline,
Code
code
pipeline.
commit
Yeah,
or
correct.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
This is some of the notes I can definitely share.
Okay.
Some I just collected. I have not prepared this, but just collected like connect to connect the clusters and troubleshooting and some commands.
Okay. Okay.
Pod stuck in pending state. So how we can just check, kubectl
Okay.
describe pod, then pod name, and just get the events in that particular namespace.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
going on in that? Just to check the inspect the pod YAML. Insufficient resource to schedule a pod. Check the resource limit in the that pod specification. Verify node resource. Sometimes there might be some limitation like in one worker node how many pods we can create. There is some resource utilization limit. We can't
Okay.
store
Okay.
100 pods or something on that single
Okay.
server
Okay. Okay.
node.
Okay.
It might be a overload, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the reason we maintain a auto scaling for the worker node. We can set up that when we design that auto scaling.
Okay.
As you have seen in the Kubernetes project, we seen that minimum maximum desired line. If you remember in the
Yeah. Yeah.
Kubernetes
Yeah. Yeah. I remember.
Terraform code.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something, image pool. This is the error kind of
Okay.
when we
Okay.
run the kubectl get pods and the namespace. So the pod status like, running or creating status, something like that. If there
Okay.
are any issues related to deployments inside the container, so you might get this kind of any issues. So we can check, describe the pods and get the
Pods.
logs or
Get the
something.
pods. Okay. Okay.
Crash loop back off. This is the error code. We can check the pod events or the logs. Just to
Okay.
mention the kubectl got in the logs itself. Either we can use command line or we can use Kubernetes dashboards, which we
Okay.
create when we create the set up the dashboards. So I have not set up as of now. So maybe once back I will create that Kubernetes dashboard.
Okay, sure.
Have you done any practice on that
Which one?
Kubernetes dashboard?
Kubernetes dashboard. I didn't. Kubernetes dashboard means I have installed this Open Lens and I tried that.
No, no. This is the one of the image.
Okay.
We can create the one of the container to set up that Kubernetes dashboard.
Okay. Okay.
See, you can see the command deploying the dashboard users. You can
Oh.
copy paste this URL and you can just deploy that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It will automatically fetch whatever the namespace pod are there.
Okay. Okay. Same like Grafana or
Yeah, yeah. In here, we
okay.
can just select the namespace here. And if you
Okay.
just click on this pod, we can see this kind of pods. If
Okay.
we
I'll
from
try to
three
that.
dots, if we click on this, we will get the logs as well from here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And the second option is command line, kubectl get logs and the pod name.
Okay. Okay.
This one I have not set up, but this is already set up by the client. So
Okay.
this is one of the example like how we can check this any authentication issue or something, or
Okay.
check kubeconfig for correct credentials. Service not reachable, node not ready. We can check
Okay.
this kubectl gate nodes to check the status. Once you created Kubernetes cluster, now you can just try to execute these commands. So you
Okay,
will at
sure.
least get idea like how which things he will show like kubectl gate nodes, which parameters it will show about the node properties. And to scale this pod something configurations, you can use replica set. You can
Okay.
give the values there. In the
Okay.
deployment, you can
Unable to
give
scale the
the
deployment. Yeah, correct. Correct. Okay.
you can just check this deployments by using this gate command, git
Okay.
deployments or something. And this is one of the just collected the data.
Okay.
You have a pod name web server running in the production namespace. You need to find out the IP address of this pod.
Okay.
So this is the command. I have not tried, but we can just check this scenario.
Okay.
So another scenario is like you need to scale the deployment name Nginx content pod to scale,
Okay.
5 replicas. So this is just a temporary command,
Okay. Okay.
if you want to deploy immediately. But to make it permanent, we need to add in the replica set
The YAML file.
configuration.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, YAML file. This is just for the temporary. If you want to expose the service name Nginx port using node port, so you can use this expose command and they give the port number. The pod got stuck in the pending state, then you can just check the status. So other you can see it's 11 page.
Okay. Sure.
If you want to execute a command inside the container, we can use this execution. Same
Execution. This one
similar
I
like
tried.
a Kubernetes. Sorry, Docker.
Ah, Docker. Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
This is for the persistent volume.
Okay.
From the node itself, we can generate this,
Okay.
and we can mount the mount path
Okay.
inside the container. Yeah, this is the command. You have a deployment name app deployment, and you want to roll
Okay.
back to the previous version. So you can use
Okay.
this kubectl rollout undo
Oh,
deployment and the
okay.
app name.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for the secret to create the secrets.
Okay.
This will just list out all the pods with the cluster details.
Okay.
This is for the deployment YAML file. You can see the replica, how much you want,
Okay.
service type. Then just to create this file service, we can just use this kubectl apply command and the path of the YAML file. So definitely I will share this documentation. So you can just
Yeah.
at least
Okay.
go through once what
Yeah.
kind
Sure.
of scenario or troubleshooting comes. So apart from this, like complete CI/CD pipeline, because I also know this is one of the important stuff when you go for the interview. They will
Yeah.
definitely ask. So once I
Yeah.
will back, so I will definitely first try to set up the CI/CD pipeline. Then I will probably you can take one more session. So I want to show you that how we can set
Yeah.
up the
Yeah.
complete
Sure. Sure.
pipeline.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Definitely, I don't have multiple AWS account, but at least in one account I can show you.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Just normal any Nginx based applications.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it is like based on GitHub, it should be GitLab. It should be very good. Yeah.
Yeah, any like GitHub or GitLab, you can use anything.
Okay. Sure.
Any other things
No, actually,
for now?
something. Yeah, actually, like, I'm getting like many things are running on my mind. I need to. I think that this one scenario you have given, right? That will be very useful for me, I guess.